The Karachaganak oil and gas condensate field is located almost 150 kilometers from Uralsk, the center of the West Kazakhstan region in the northwest of Kazakhstan, at the boundary between Europe and Asia. Surrounded by the plains of the steppe terrain, there are also small patches of floodplain forests and man-made wind belts. The Karachaganak field is considered to be one of the largest in the world. It contains about 1.2 billion tons of oil and condensate and 1.35 trillion cubic meters of gas. The field is of prime importance to the economy of the region and of the country overall, providing 48% of total gas and about 15% of total liquid hydrocarbons produced in Kazakhstan. Karachaganak is developed and operated by the consortium Karachaganak Petroleum Operating BV, or KPO, consisting of BG Group, Eni, Chevron, Lukoil, and national company Kazmunagas. In 1997, the government of Kazakhstan and the Karachaganak investors signed the 40-year production sharing agreement through to 2038. The distinct advantage of Karachaganak is the fact that with sufficiently rich reserves, it is concentrated over a relatively small area. At the same time, the field development is quite complicated. The extreme continental climate gives rise to a large temperature range, from possible minimums of -40 degrees in winter to possible maximums of +40 degrees or more in the summer. The top of the reservoir is about 3,500 meters beneath the surface of the Earth, and the reservoir itself is around 1,600 meters thick. Within this structure, subsalt deposits are present which contain sulfur and sulfur dioxide, and are one of the challenging factors that the KPO team manages. 99 producing wells and 17 sour gas reinjection wells are currently online at Karachaganak, with a total well stock of 401 wells. Last year, KPO reached a record level of 142.5 million barrels of oil equivalent in the production of stabilized and unstabilized liquid hydrocarbons, gas and fuel gas. In addition, nearly 9 billion cubic meters of sour dry gas were injected into the reservoir, a volume equivalent to approximately 48% of the total gas produced.
Renato, what in your view are the most important factors in the development of the Karachaganak field?
I will say that our fruitful partnership with the Republic of Kazakhstan ensures the conformance of KPO production plan with the national objectives, which is a cornerstone of successful development of country natural resources, providing benefits to the national economy. And secondly, the continuous development of the Karachaganak project as a leading oil and gas facilities in the country is our strategic objective. It is worth noting that over $19 billion has been invested so far in developing the field.
And what do you think are the most important areas of focus?
Along the years, we have been applying some of the most advanced technology developed in the oil and gas industry. To operate such a technical complex field in harmony with the environment is a challenging task that requires a constant effort by every KPO employee and by our contractors. And because of this, in HSE, our main objective is to ensure safe operation of the production facilities and to minimize any environmental impact while complying with all the legislative requirements of the Republic of Kazakhstan.
In developing Karachaganak, KPO used world-class leading-edge technology in production and processing, which has enabled maximum economic benefits to the Republic of Kazakhstan and its partners. KPO, as a world-class operator, has high standards for health, safety and environmental performance, and that's borne out with, if you look at our gas utilisation figures, which are above 99.9% for several years running. And we're also, KPO, with a leading-edge company in the application of sour gas high-pressure reinjection technology, which has led to significant environmental benefits.
One of the main priorities at Karachaganak is to ensure the safety of all of its employees. KPO implements a hazard protective barrier model at each production facility, aiming at preventing risks and potential accidents. The program of integrated HSE audits based on monitoring and control over the execution of the rules and regulations approved by the legislative requirements of the Republic of Kazakhstan provides a robust safety assurance process. The results obtained are submitted to the supervisory authorities on a regular basis. They testify the fact that the company is committed to operate in full compliance with the highest world standards in the field of operations, safety and environmental protection. Annually, about 300 different audits and inspections are performed, during which KPO ensures an open dialogue and transparency of information on the activity of all of its subdivisions.
Our priority is to achieve maximum safety for maximum results. Therefore, it is vital we conduct our operations in a safe and responsible way. All KPO production facilities have been designed and constructed to reduce risks during their operation to the lowest practicable level and to minimize any harmful exposure and process safety risks to the field's personnel and nearby communities. KPO has adopted control mechanisms to prevent emergencies and to ensure safe operation. This includes a hazard protective barrier model for each production facility within the Karachaganak field. Process safety, asset integrity and risk reduction are the key issues because they ensure safe and sustainable operating performance whilst reducing possible risks to our employees, local communities and the environment.
In the Kyoto Protocol framework, KPO has also assumed the commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, which are internationally recognised as the root cause of global climate change. A comparative analysis using the data of the International Association of Oil and Gas Companies confirms that at present, at Karachaganak, this indicator per unit of hydrocarbon production is 20% less than the European average and nearly 2/3 lower than the international average.
One of KPO's most important obligations is the application of best environmental practice that contributes to sustainable development. We discuss our environmental plan, including the measures we carry out to achieve this, at public hearings attended by local communities. Particular attention is focused on the activities aimed at reducing pollutant emissions, waste management, and the introduction of new technologies.
Compliance with the highest standards have always been the basic principle of operation. For example, power generators at the Karachaganak Processing Complex, KPC, are equipped with dry combustion systems, making it one of the most environmentally friendly power stations. Permanent attention is drawn to the issues of rational use and conservation of natural resources. Thus, a water supply system which can reduce the use of drinking water for other purposes has also been constructed.
In 2015, an energy audit was conducted in KPO by an independent third party. According to the energy audit conclusions, KPO can be considered a highly energy efficient complex in the oil and gas industry. Specific consumption of fuel and energy resources in percentage terms equals 2.6% of the products produced, at the lower end of worldwide industry levels, which range from 2 to 6%.
KPO applies considerable efforts to solve ecological problems inherited from the past. Abandoned rigs have been dismantled, 73,000 tonnes of waste materials were removed, and more than 50 hectares of contaminated soil were restored. HSE system certification according to OSAS 18001 and ISO 14001 standards has been carried out. Exploration, production and transportation procedures, including pipelines from Karachaganak to Atirau and Orenburg, now meet international quality standards. Environmental audits carried out by independent experts are conducted on a regular basis, which enables KPO to analyse the company's environmental protection efforts and improve strategic plans on the elimination of adverse environmental impacts. For several years, an environmentally friendly green burner technology has been successfully implemented at Karachaganak, which eliminates the discharge of microparticles into the atmosphere while well testing is underway. Its basic principle consists of pumping air by compressors into the combustion zone, facilitating more efficient gas combustion with complete absence of soot. The Karachaganak environment condition is constantly monitored by the KPO Environment team and the personnel of the Certified Laboratory Information and Production Centre Gidromet LLP. Annually, about 110,000 air samples are taken and analysed. The environmental monitoring results show that the maximum allowable concentration of pollutants has not been exceeded for the last 5 years.
In accordance with the ROK's environmental protection legislation, KPO develops a monitoring programme for the term of the environmental emission permission. A contractor is selected for carrying out the environmental monitoring to perform works in accordance with the programme. In recent years, it is the accredited laboratory Gidromet Limited.
There are 4 environmental monitoring stations in the field area, 12 stations in the sanitary protection zone and 2 automated stations in Berezovka. This fixed system is supplemented with 2 mobile stations. In May 2015, the ROK authorities approved the new Sanitary Protection Zone SPZ design project. KPO is fully supportive of an expansion of the Sanitary Protection Zone around the Karachaganak field with a purpose to provide further development. Berezovka and Vestal villages are included within the boundaries of the new estimated SPZ. As a result, a plan of resettlement has been developed. KPO and partners provide assistance to the local authorities to plan and successfully resettle the residents of these villages. For this purpose, the company has involved leading world experts to ensure this activity is carried out in compliance with the requirements of the latest international standards. To date, all residents of Berezovka and Vestal villages have been provided with detailed information and consultations on the available resettlement options. The first group of families is expected to be resettled before the end of 2015. The resettlement will be carried out under the supervision of the Akimat of the West Kazakhstan region. A geographical information system has been created at Karachaganak, which uses high-resolution satellite images and an environmental monitoring database. The results confirm that the environmental situation is steady. In compliance with the requirements of the Environmental Code of the ROK and relevant subsurface laws, geodynamical modelling has been carried out in Karachaganak since 2009, which includes a series of measures for the survey and control of seismic and deformational environments. A hydrodynamic landfill has been created in the form of a network of control points and seismological stations. The situation is monitored permanently and its condition is recorded continuously, and cyclic measurements are performed by means of the arranged network of points and profiles. Extensive measures are undertaken to reduce the amount of waste materials and its impact on the environment. The world-class ecological centre has been built where water containing hydrocarbons and solid consumer wastes are treated. Recycled mud is reused at well drilling sites, and a new industrial waste landfill has also been put into operation.
A waste management complex for the consolidated collection, temporary storage and further recycling of liquid and solid waste is in operation. The majority of waste materials are generated as a consequence of well repair, drilling and production operations. In order to exercise an effective system of controls, a chemical waste analysis and environmental condition monitoring programme is rigorously followed.
More than 500,000 trees have been planted over the last 5 years. Forest shelter belts form a friendly microclimate, reduce wind force and the probability of soil erosion. Water bodies are also monitored constantly. 45 wells have been drilled for sampling underground waters, and the analysis shows that there are no contaminating agents.
All field units are equipped with water treatment facilities. Monitoring is carried out once a week, before and after treatment and prior to discharge. Treated water is reused for dust suppression, watering plantations, preparation of drilling mud, for well operations and other purposes.
KPO has invested about $300 million in the implementation of the environmental protection measures over the recent decade. Protective measures cover not only KPO operations, but also safeguard the region's flora and fauna. The strategy of the Karachaganak partners is aligned with the green economy purposes defined by the ROK President Nursultan Nazarbayev, which are one of the main priorities of the state policy. KPO considers its local content responsibilities as an integral part of its business. The company actively supports the development of Kazakh vendors and suppliers and implements a large number of projects in this regard. These initiatives are aimed at fostering cooperation between international and Kazakh producers of goods and services, thus ensuring the mutual integration and transfer of advanced technologies into the industrial sector of the Republic of Kazakhstan. The KPO approach improves the socio-economic conditions in the region through the involvement of local companies into industrial activities at Karachaganak, fostering their development, the transfer of skills and know-how, as well as through the empowerment of local resources and the enhancement of the living standards of local communities.
KPO puts serious efforts in facilitating partnerships between international and local companies and has signed a number of joint agreements aiming at supporting production and service clusters in the West Kazakhstan region. In particular, I would like to mention our successful cooperation with the Aksai Industrial Park, Tenaris Global Services Kazakhstan, and General Electric Oil and Gas Novopetnyoni, and the foreign business associations that provide support to companies interested in the production of oil and gas equipment in Kazakhstan through the creation of joint ventures.
KPO implements a significant number of large social infrastructure projects in the WKO. For this purpose, the company annually allocates $20 million. The The successful implementation of this program became possible due to the fruitful collaboration with the authorities of the West Kazakhstan region. KPO's investments have positively impacted the social development of the region. The list of priority projects is defined by the West Kazakhstan Oblast administration. The program is focused on the construction of healthcare, education, cultural and sporting facilities. All projects are carried out by Kazakh contractors only.
Our partnership relations with construction companies are based on a set of mutual understandings. Our primary focus is on occupational health and safety compliance in all our contracts. High quality conformance with international standards is another mandatory requirement. We make sure that contemporary and high quality construction materials should be applied on a mandatory basis, and our preference is also given to Kazakhstani goods.
This year, several large-scale social projects are being implemented. They include repair of roads in the regional centre, provision of urban amenities at the right bank of the river Chagan in the Uralsk City Park, and 2 streets will be provided with the urban amenities in the city of Aksai, which is the administrative centre of the field. A complete refurbishment of the Berlin Central Regional Hospital has been carried out, and a water supply system is being reconstructed in 2 villages of the Berlin district. KPO pays constant attention to the local community's development and engagement. This includes the continuous implementation of social projects taking into account the consideration of the needs of the inhabitants. Focus is placed on the support of veterans of war and labour, people with disabilities and people experiencing hardship. Advisory boards and public meetings have been arranged to have a meaningful dialogue with the local community. A special programme has been developed for people living in the city of Aksai and the villages located close to the field. For instance, English language courses for young people and training for English teachers have been arranged. For many years, KPO has been offering vouchers for sanitary and resort therapy for veterans and summer camps for children. A number of improvements have been made relating to schools and cultural establishments.
Karachaganak resources are used for the welfare of our region and our country in general. Moreover, it is very important that the Karachaganak oil and gas field provides lots of employment locally. As we know, hydrocarbon development is not without risk, but the KPO management team applies every effort to minimise the impact of the field on the environment. Additionally, community initiatives are constantly being delivered.
Karachaganak Petroleum Operating BV has been acknowledged to be an internationally recognised company for its advanced achievements in partnership and social responsibility.
World-class performance and continuous improvement is not a destination. It's a non-stop journey, and the one which KPO will continue to strive for to reach new safe and sustainable production achievements for the common welfare of partners from Karachaganak and the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Within the framework of the 21st World's Petroleum Congress that was held last year in Moscow, KPO received a medal from the Kaz Energy Association for its contribution to the development of mutually beneficial cooperation. KPO is committed to a sustainable future. Operating as a responsible corporate citizen, KPO is working towards achieving sustained success to the benefit of the Republic of Kazakhstan and the Karachaganak partners.